Hi everyone, Doug here. Welcome back to yet another board game channel where we will be properly starting yet another playthrough of Eldritch Horror as we try to prevent the rise of Nephren-Ka, the Dark Pharaoh. We haven't even started yet, and things are already kind of dodgy because we, thanks to our nasty prelude involving the king in yellow, we have a nasty rumor in play that we need to go to London and do some influence checks and spin clues equal to our investigators. So we need 4 clues. We need a lot of clues. We also need clues, of course, to get our mystery done. So I think I have a vague plan for the first turn. Before I start that, though, one small correction from setup. Viewer Mark Carpenter pointed out that yes, when the rumor card went into play, should have actually been 2 clue tokens going out on the board. I was concentrating so much on the fact that I had to put on an extra Eldritch token that I took a clue away from myself. And that's terrible, because we need clues. Anyway, I have grabbed one more random clue, and it is over here in the middle of the outback, right by Silas, who we're going to start with. Yes, I've made him our lead investigator. So let's head on down to Australia and do his 2 actions. Okay, Silas in Sydney. He's near a couple of clues, so we may make him our clue gatherer to deal with that. The rumor. I kept wanting to say mystery, but no, dealing with the rumor. So, I'm going to have him go off into the outback to get that clue, but he gets to do something else before we move out there. We're going to have him try to acquire assets. He's on a city space, so we might as well try to get some goodies. And his influence is fair at 3. Oh, let's see what he can pick up. Yeah, just 1. That's not good. We could get a bank loan. Actually, yeah, let's take a chance and give him a bank loan so he's got enough to actually buy something. Because George Barnaby, our lawyer, as an action, can try to eliminate debt conditions for anybody on any space. He's got influence. So, yes, we're going to take the bank loan, which means I actually get 3 successes total. Don't have anything worth 3, well, the witch doctor, but I'd rather actually give Silas a weapon. So we're going to pick up the 45 automatic for him, which will give him +3 during combat encounters. Before we continue, we'll need to grab a debt condition. Just find a deal. Funding debt. So yeah, Silas now has a bit of debt. Deal common as local action. Test influence. If you pass, discard the card. And on a reckoning, of course, it's going to flip. Hopefully it won't come to that. And we will be replacing the automatic with Cat Burglar. Ally. Action. Roll 1 die. On a 5 or 6, gain 1 item or trinket asset from the reserve. On a 1, discard the card. She scarpers. Alright, that was Silas's first action. His second action will be just moving up to the outback to try to get that clue. And then next turn, I think we will send him off to get the one at number 18. All right, that is that. Now we will be moving on to George, our lawyer. Okay, here's George in India, in the same general area as Dr. Lee. Well, first thing we're going to be doing with him is he's going to be acquiring assets because his influence is a nice fat 4. Fingers crossed. He only got 1 as well. Well, blech. So he could take another 2. Now what the heck, as he can get rid of bank loans, or not, yeah, as he can get rid of debt conditions, we'll go ahead and he can take a debt condition from the bank to get 3, and we'll actually have him grab a couple of things. We'll give him the Spirit Dagger, so if he gets caught fighting anything, he'll be in better shape. +1 will and +2 strength during combat encounters. And what the heck, we'll let him pick up the Cat Burglar as well. So we'll be replacing 2 items in the reserve. First thing, Ward Evil, Service. When you gain this card, immediately discard 1 monster of your choice on any space with a toughness of 3 or less. That could be handy. It's also the Lodge Disciple for 4. Ally, gain a lore and an influence, and you can re-roll 1 die in either of those when resolving one of those tests. And before I forget, we will have a quick look. Oh, right away, found a debt for George. Now, for his second action, I think we're going to go ahead and test his influence and see if we can get rid of one of our debt conditions. Should he get rid of his own or Silas's? Well, let's start with himself. It's always a good idea to make yourself well enough to be able to look after the other people. And we did get a success for his second action. Bye-bye debt. Alright, that is it for George. Now over to Mark Harrigan, the soldier. Okay, Mark is up in Scandinavia. I think we're going to try to move him down onto the Egypt board because there is a monster there, and he's going to be our best monster fighter with a strength of 4. For his first action, he will move to Rome. He cannot move again. His influence isn't great. He's only got 2, so I won't roll for assets. Instead, for second action, he'll pick up a handy-dandy, all-purpose focus token. So that just leaves us with our final investigator, Vincent Lee, the Doctor. Alright, Dr. Lee. I want to get somebody up to London, even though we don't have enough clue tokens to deal with the rumor there. London is the encounter space that's most likely to spawn clues elsewhere. We want to spawn clues. So for Dr. Lee's first action, he's going to pick up a train ticket. He is in a city space attached to a train path. And he will spend that train ticket right away to travel first to Istanbul and then extend it into Rome. So that concludes the action phase. Now we will be going on to the encounter phase. Alright, back to Silas, down the outback, looking for clues about the Pharaoh. Not sure how that works. The Pharaoh's influence extends everywhere. So, we'll be doing a research encounter. We are on a wilderness space, so Washing your face in a pool of still water, your reflection shows you not in life, but in death. Test will. His will is respectable at 3. We got a success. If you pass, you swallow your fear and study the reflection, noting a dark pyramid rising ominously in the background. Gain this clue. If you fail, so on and so forth. Oh, good. Silas successfully picked up the clue very handily. All right, so now on to George over in India. All right, George is just going to get a generic encounter, not on a named space. City. A rich heir wants someone to fulfill his father's dying wish. He will not trust anyone who does not come highly recommended. Test influence. Well, this was the right guy for this to happen to. George's nice big 4 influence, and oh yeah, 3 successes. If you pass, there you go, gain 1 task unique asset. If you fail, not an issue. Put that away. Find ourselves a task. It is finding the cause. Task. When you perform an acquire assets action, which George is very likely to do, you may spend successes greater than the number of Eldritch tokens on this card, okay, to place 1 Eldritch token on this card. Then you may flip it. All right. That has potential. All right, that will bring us back around to Mark in Rome. Mark is in Rome. We will grab the appropriate encounter. You discover a hidden shrine to Cybele. I don't know if I'm saying that right. In an ancient catacomb. It will be a long process to excavate the find, but removing such a blight from Rome's foundation will grant you a higher reward. You may become delayed to gain a blessed condition. Ooh, don't like to be delayed. On the other hand, being blessed is awesome. And you cannot become delayed or gain a detained condition unless you choose to. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get the, you wouldn't be able to skip the delayed to get the blessed condition with this ability. Okay. Gonna do it just because blessed would be immensely useful. Let me just find one here. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong pile. Okay, there we go. So he's going to have successes on 4, 5s, and 6s. If we get blessed again, we would flip it. If cursed, we get rid of it. And on a reckoning, we have to roll to see if we lose it. Alright. Mark is blessed, although delayed. Well, Vincent's in exactly the same spot, so we'll just stay here with him and have his Rome encounter. You have an inspirational dream in which you are a proud Roman caster. Oh God, I'm mangling that. Oh, improve will. Just like that. Alright, there we go. Which is great, because that gives Vincent a whopping 5 will. Next up, Your reverie is interrupted by a band of small primitive men running wild outside. You try to negotiate with this lost tribe of Miri Nigri. Alright, we're going to be testing his influence, which is a 3, so not too bad. Success. If you fail, lose okay. We were basically just trying to avoid a bad effect, which we have done. Alright, that's it for the encounter phase. Now, on to, the dreaded Mythos phase. Okay, here we go. It's our first Mythos card. Now we have even odds that it's going to be another rumor. If it is a rumor, let's hope it's not one with tentacles. Otherwise it's going to be it'll be a reckoning card otherwise, so kind of sucks all around. Okay, yes it is. Oh, it's a rumor, but it's got snowflakes. Snowflakes is good. So yes, as always, we will spawn a couple of clues. Clues. Just dig through the pile without looking. Grab 1 and 2. And we will be getting one of them in space 13. Which is way up here in the Arctic Ocean. And the other, space 17, India. George is right on top of the clue. That's handy. We will also be placing the rumor token in Buenos Aires. The nature of these holes in reality has changed. No longer just doorways, otherworldly energies are flooding into our world. These forces are reaching out to everything nearby and pulling it all into the swirling void that exists between dimensions. Drawn through the gate. Ongoing rumor. When a gate spawns, each investigator on that space gains a lost in time and space condition. Okay, not the worst thing. We could maybe just avoid spaces. Well, no, gates can still spawn on top of us. Let's see, to get rid of it. As an encounter, an investigator on Buenos Aires may work with the scientists at the university to return the trapped citizens to the real world. Test lore. If he passes, he may spend clues equal to half the investigators to solve this rumor. So we only need 2 clues to get rid of that one, and the effect is not quite as nasty as the King in Yellow. So we might be able to just knock that one out of the way. Or we might be able to put it off for a little while. Well, we'll see what happens next turn. So, that will conclude this turn and this episode. Thanks very much, everybody, for watching. Thanks for thanks for subscribing and for liking the videos, both at YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you next time for yet another episode of Eldritch Horror as we fight Nephren-Ka, the Dark Pharaoh. See you then.